Every day, something dramatic happens in the Caribbean that affects our lives. We'll give you the details. We'll give you the facts on Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick. Host Eddie Frederick.
Welcome to Caribbean Perspective. So glad you can join us. The story that dominates in today's edition for Tuesday, 24th June 2025, and brought to you in association with our friends at Antillean Group. Barbados government distanced itself from a viral fake video which attempts to put a wedge between the US and Barbados. Details after this important message.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all, perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family, yes we do at every opportunity.
Antillean Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
The hurricane season is now upon us, so we as Caribbean people need to remember to think safety and be prepared. Avoid venturing outside during a storm or hurricane, especially if there are strong winds. Rooftops and other debris are often blown about and can cause great damage.
Welcome back. Minister of Home Affairs Wilfred Abrams has called on Barbadians to play their part in halting the spread of online information. Speaking during a post-cabinet press conference in Lara Court last week, Abrams urged the public to be cautious when consuming and sharing digital content, following a viral YouTube video that falsely claimed Barbados had taken action against US President Donald Trump. He encouraged citizens to verify information through official sources and report fake or AI-generated content meant to mislead.
The recent purported clip suggesting that the Prime Minister is leading a revolution effectively through the Caribbean and internationally against the Trump administration. It has been in wide circulation. It is AI at its best. It is completely fake news. JS has published a disclaimer in respect of that, tagging it as fake news, but that has gone into the widest circulation that is actually causing us an issue. Now, I want Barbadians to understand something. Sometimes you see something that makes no sense. Sometimes you see something that does not tie in with what you know that your government is doing, or the position that your government has taken, or the policies that your government has projected or espouses. When you see something like that that borders on the ridiculous, I urge you to think carefully and try to verify the accuracy of it before it is circulated and sends people into a panic. These sort of things and the reactions from these sources of fake news often have international implications for us. They have foreign policy implications for us. They have foreign affairs implications for us. When they are picked up as fact and spread, it disrupts what it is we're doing here. Quite often, we as a government spend half our time responding to nonsense that is put out there and circulated as fact. It affects our ability as ministers to do what it is that we're doing. It makes us pause from doing things that need to be done in your interest and the interest of the people of Barbados, to disclaim a story that quite frankly is mischief.
Antigua's Prime Minister Gaston Brown believes any move by the OECS to exit CARICOM is premature. He was responding to questions from ABS News on the heels of comments from former St. Lucia Prime Minister Alan Chasteny, who argues countries of the sub-region should leave the wider regional bloc and then negotiate with trade arrangements with Jamaica, Trinidad and Tobago, Guyana and Barbados. Prime Minister Brown, however, says while OECS states face inequities within CARICOM, a decoupling is not the answer.
I have no difficulty with heads taking the position that there has to be some realignments and that the treaty provisions, for example, the Caribbean Development Fund and so on, should be structured in such a way to deal with the less developed countries and regions, the OECS in particular, and to ensure that there is greater equity within the system. But a call for us to dismantle the integration movement, I think, is premature and is taking it too far.
Just hours after announcing the formation of his political party, We Invest in Nationhood WIN, presidential hopeful Azruddin Mohammed has already been facing criticism, this time over the party's use of Guyana's national animal, the jaguar, as its official symbol. Tiana Cole of HGP Nightly News reports.
Shortly after the unveiling, Foreign Secretary and Chairman of the National Protected Areas Commission, Robert Persad, publicly objected to the use of the jaguar as a political emblem. In a Facebook post, Persad emphasized that the national symbols belong to all Guyanese. He wrote, quote unquote, "They reflect our shared history, culture, and pride. Using them for political purposes undermines their meaning and divides the very people they're meant to unite." Persad added that the jaguar is more than just a powerful creature. It represents the resilience and deeply rooted in this land. Quote unquote, "For generations, the jaguar has stood as a symbol of national strength and unity. Turning it into a party logo strips it of that shared meaning and attempts to make it something small, partisan, and exclusive," he added. He further stated the national symbols in Guyana are not mere decorations. They carry weight and significance. They tell stories. They deserve care. Instead of turning the jaguar into a hollow political brand, let's honor our symbols by keeping them where they belong with all the people of Guyana. However, this isn't the first time a political party has used the jaguar as a symbol. Over 2 decades ago, the Rise, Organize, and Roar party adopted a rampant jaguar inside the map of Guyana for its logo during the national elections. In 2020, the Citizenship Initiative also used a national symbol, the Victoria Lily, Guyana's national flower, as its party emblem. On May 27, Azruddin Mohammed had officially declared his candidacy for the upcoming regional and general elections, a move expected to shake up the local political landscape and draw sharp scrutiny from the incumbent PPPC administration. Tiana Cole reporting for the HGP Nightly News.
You're listening to Caribbean Perspective with Eddie Frederick, in association with our friends at
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.
Arnil Roberts, a cabinet minister in the UNC administration in Trinidad and Tobago, thanks God for sparing his life after being involved in a vehicular accident on the Beetham Highway on Saturday last. More in this TTT News item.
The minister took to social media to give his vision of the events and to assure the members of the public that he's okay. He said he was on his way to the junior national swimming team squad practice when the incident happened sometime around 5:23 a.m.
Zing to the inside slow lane to overtake. At that exact time, a white wing road was moving very slowly in the slow lane, caused the BMW to give the man in the middle lane a bad drive, swerving on him. The guy in another sort of grey wing road pulled away from that white BMW, hit me broadside on the left. I then hit the median of the Beetham Highway, the center, grate up the tires and hit the median and came to a stop.
Minister Roberts said his ordeal didn't stop there.
What might be approximately 8, 9, 10 seconds, I looked into my rearview mirror and Lord have mercy, a car was coming gung-ho straight down behind me. All I could do, thankfully, I had on my seatbelt. I could breathe and I didn't know where this car, that was the frightening thing. I didn't know when it hit, what would happen, whether it will come through the top, through the bottom. I just braced for impact, and the impact was really an impact.
According to Mr. Roberts, it appeared persons in the other cars involved had to be taken to hospital.
The St. Kitts and Nevis e-passport was named Best New Passport 2025 in the Regional ID Document of the Year category at the High Security Printing HSP Latin America Conference held in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Glenn Bart of SKN Newsline has more.
Prime Minister Dr. Terence Chu, who has responsibility for national security, wrote a message on his Facebook page stating, quote, "This is a proud moment for our federation. The upgraded e-passport equipped with cutting-edge anti-counterfeit technology represents our continued commitment to protecting the identity of our citizens and strengthening the security of our borders. As the Prime Minister, I am happy to see our efforts being recognized on the international stage," end quote. Late 2024, the St. Kitts and Nevis government launched a new e-passport which, apart from its high-level security measures, included artistic blends of the country's flora and geographic motifs. The e-passport was developed and produced by the Canadian Banknote Company Limited and is compliant with the global interoperability standards of the International Civil Aviation Organization, ICAO. Glenn Bart reporting for SKN Newsline.
The Hunger Spots report warned that places like Gaza, Sudan and Haiti are at immediate risk of famine without urgent intervention. The joint UN report blames conflict, economic shocks and climate risks for hunger crises in the hardest hit region. Reuters was in Haiti and delivers this report.
A famine is declared when 20% of people face severe food shortages, 30% of children are malnourished, and 2 in 10,000 die daily from starvation or disease. Reuters was in Haiti, one of the places at immediate risk. Gang violence has displaced thousands here, with more than 8,000 people facing severe hunger, according to the report. Standing outside tents in the capital city of Port-au-Prince, local resident Schneider says hunger is ravaging the Haitian community, with many going all day without food. And he says there is no government support. While trying to find food to feed her children, Renette tells Reuters how serious the hunger crisis is for her.
The famine is hard in Port-au-Prince. I'm about to die. The kids are about to die. I have nobody. I have no one to call. Since this morning, I haven't given them anything yet. Where you see me sitting now, it's thanks to some neighbors. I will go and check to get something to cook, to feed them. But I don't see how because the famine is hard. The famine is hard. We're about to die.
The report predicts food crises in the next 5 months and said that aid delivery was being undermined by insecurity and funding gaps. A World Food Program executive warned of that this was a red alert and said, quote, "Without funding and access, we cannot save lives." Some countries such as Ethiopia, Kenya, and Lebanon have improved and were removed from the hunger hotspots list.
I am Eddie Frederick. This has been Caribbean Perspective, a whole new approach to highlighting developments in the Caribbean.
In the meantime, please follow us on Facebook and subscribe to our YouTube channel for daily regional news and more, in association with our friends at Antillian Group.
Believe in our strength, we'll stand by you. Protection from all perils big and small. Reassurance we give, it's so clear to see. Peace of mind, that's our service guarantee. We look after all our family. Yes, we do at every opportunity.
Antillian Group, underwriters of all classes of insurance solutions for your protection and investment. Live well financially.